In a fiery warning, Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov has accused Western powers of waging yet another war against Russia, this time using what he called the Nazi regime in Kyiv as a battering ram. During high-level talks with his Kyrgyz counterpart, Jeenbek Kulubayev, Lavrov declared that these efforts by the collective West to inflict a strategic defeat on Russia are doomed to fail. Without mincing words, Lavrov said, "The West is repeating the mistakes of history, weaponizing Ukraine to destabilize Russia, but with no hope of success."
We are witnessing an unprecedented confrontation between our country and the collective West, which has decided once again to go to war against us and inflict a strategic defeat on Russia, essentially using the Nazi regime in Kyiv as a battering ram. The West has never succeeded in this, and it will not succeed this time either.
Lavrov then took direct aim at French President Emmanuel Macron and German opposition leader Friedrich Merz, accusing both of clinging to imperial ambitions of the past. Macron and Merz have completely lost their grip on reality, Lavrov said, trying to revive the days when France and Germany aspired to dominate all of Europe. Lavrov's attack comes as Macron faces mounting backlash at home, with French Patriots leader Florian Philippot slamming the 18th round of EU sanctions on Russia as a masterclass in self-sabotage.
We hear and look with surprise at the incantations that sound from European capitals. Recently, Macron and German Chancellor Merz wrote a joint article, "Europe must arm itself. Russia is the main threat. It wages imperialist wars." In 2008, it invaded Georgia. In 2014, Crimea and Donbass. In 2022, the whole of Ukraine. Putin's goal is to undermine European security. I think that these quotes alone are enough for a person who has some understanding of what is happening in Europe and follows events to understand that these figures have completely lost their common sense and are openly trying to return to the times when France and Germany wanted to conquer all of Europe, primarily the Russian Empire and the Soviet Union.
Amid the standoff, Lavrov underscored Moscow's pivot toward trusted regional partners like Kyrgyzstan, highlighting trade growth, educational ties, and resistance to Western pressure.
Despite sanctions and illegitimate pressure, we are witnessing an increase in mutual trade. Cooperation is growing in humanitarian, educational, and other spheres, and of course, on international platforms.
As Lavrov lauded Kyrgyzstan's respect for Soviet legacy, he reinforced Russia's stance. This is not just about Ukraine. It's about confronting what Moscow sees as a wider Western campaign to destabilize Eurasia. And as the West gambles with another pressure campaign, Lavrov's message rings louder than ever. You failed before. You will fail again.